The cyclospora outbreak continues to expand, and while investigators are making progress, they still have not identified the source.
So now the investigation is also raising questions about whether the loss of experienced public health investigators is making complex foodborne outbreaks harder to solve. Consumer reporter Susan Hogan has been following the story from the beginning. She joins us now with more on what's been happening.
Yeah, this is crazy, you guys. We're in well, it really started May 1st, if you think about it. And the outbreak is, as you said, raising so many questions about whether the loss of those experienced scientists, investigators at the FDA and the CDC could make complex foodborne outbreak investigations a lot more difficult. So here's part of yesterday's live conversation I had with a former FDA director.
There were a lot of cuts to the FDA, the CDC, and also a lot of longtime people who worked there, loyalists who had brought so much experience are no longer there. When you have outbreaks like this, how big of an impact is that on an agency?
I would say that there are more challenges now than there were in the time that I was at FDA as a result of many changes that have been made during this administration. One is the loss of personnel, and that's especially true at CDC, but also at FDA. You also have teams of people that have been working together on outbreak investigations from CDC and FDA and USDA. They've been working together for a long time, and those teams get disrupted, and that can make things more challenging. There's also been budget cuts, and that means there's going to be less sampling done from FDA, more preventive, proactive sampling that we did, including at my time at the FDA. Also, that impacts state budgets because states get some of their food safety resources from the FDA. So with budget cuts, both the states and the federal government will be impacted.
When that happens, is this one of those, could this be enough for a big wake-up call then to say, well, maybe we shouldn't be making these budget cuts at this important agency with surveillance, with tracing, with, all the inspections? When you have outbreaks like this that are impacting thousands of people, do you think it will make a difference?
Well, I've been saying since day one that I don't think we should be making cuts to our food safety infrastructure in general in the United States. Consumers expect that an essential government function is keeping our food supply safe. So making cuts to the people who do that work, making cuts to the budgets, changing some of the laws that would have made FDA's work easier, that has happened as well. And so I think we've just made the barriers a bit harder.
Yeah, certainly. And that entire conversation you can see right now on YouTube, it is taking off because a lot of people are certainly interested in this conversation. Yeah. It's something that we've been having for over a week now.
And the problem with not knowing the source or the cause of this issue is that people are worried.
Yes.
And now they don't know what to eat, what not to eat. Should they throw out all their produce? And I think it's causing a lot of confusion.
You're right. We talked about this during the break, too, because I think a lot of people, you're seeing all of these memes and social media videos with people, making, at the end of the day, this is your choice. Do you want to eat it or you don't want to eat it? That's something that you as a family have to decide if you want to or not. The source, and this is something that came out of a briefing yesterday with the CDC and the FDA, the source may never be determined. Cyclospora is something that is in our food, and it is usually kind of rears its ugly head between May and August, but not in this wide cluster as we're seeing here. So this is concerning. So this may be one of those things where it's just going to play out. We'll get into August and then September, and then it's going to be gone, and we may never know. But in the meantime, as I said, watch the episode, look at, learn from people, the food experts, health experts, what they're telling you to do. But again, washing will not wash off this parasite at all. So you just have to decide what you want to do as a family.
All right. Susan, thank you so much.
Sure.